Hi students, today in this session we are going to discuss different types of saccharides. So this is from biomolecules of class 12. So in this video we are going to discuss about various types of saccharides in detail. So saccharides means sugars. I hope it will become lengthy video, but it will provide you the entire information regarding carbohydrates. So from this topic frequently they ask questions in your mains examination. So one or two questions comes from this topic. So that's why you have to concentrate on this topic very well. So don't skip off this video and watch till the end. So now let us move to our topic. So different types of saccharides. So here I am giving you the list of saccharides. So saccharides means sugars. So here there are monosaccharides, oligosaccharides and polysaccharides. So here there are 4 monosaccharides. In oligosaccharides we have to focus on disaccharides only, and polysaccharides are there. So in order to understand the entire concept we have to know the structure of the molecules. So let us consider the structure of these monosaccharides. So if you know the structure of glucose you can easily understand the structures of remaining. Okay, so let us have a look on the structure of glucose. So here is the structure of glucose like this. So this is the Fischer structure. So this indicates the configuration. So you have to write the configuration like this only. Configuration indicates how the atoms or groups arranged around the central carbon. So here it is carbon, each carbon. There are 4 groups. So OH should be at the right side only. Here OH should be left side only. Here these two have OH groups should be at the right side only. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons are there. So this is the structure of glucose. So if you know the structure of glucose, you can easily write the structures of remaining 4 monosaccharides. So these are the monosaccharides. Monosaccharides means which does not further hydrolyze to different products. Okay, so this is monosaccharides. First one is glucose and the second one is fructose. So fructose, so this glucose consists of aldehyde group, whereas fructose consists of keto group. So you have to write the structure like this. So the keto group is present at the second carbon here. At the second carbon there is a keto group and the remaining configuration is same like this: third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon and sixth carbon. So the remaining is same: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here the configuration at 3, 4, 5 is same for both glucose and fructose. So this is fructose. And next one, galactose. So in order to write the structure of galactose, you have to interchange this one, that is the fourth carbon. The hydroxy group and hydrogen should be interchanged at the fourth carbon. So from this you can write the structure of galactose easily. OH, H, 1, 2, 3. Here it is the fourth carbon. So we have to interchange here. So OH at the left hand side, H at the right hand side. Next fifth carbon, OH, H and CH2OH. So this is galactose. Okay. So this is galactose. And next one, mannose. So here this is glucose. So mannose means we have to interchange at the second position. CHO, H, OH and remaining is same: H, OH, OH and H, OH and H and CH2OH. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. So this is mannose. So if you know the structure of glucose, you can easily write all these structures. So these are the different monosaccharides: glucose, fructose, galactose and mannose. So all these are Fischer structures. All these are Fischer structures. So Fischer is the name of scientist. So he gave the structure called Fischer projection formula. So these are all Fischer structures. So we have to convert these Fischer structures into Haworth structures. Okay. So these Fischer structures should always converted into Haworth structures. So how to convert? We have to learn how to convert these Fischer structures into Haworth structures. So this is glucose and this is fructose, keto group at the second carbon, here aldehyde at the first carbon. So here to obtain galactose we have to interchange the fourth carbon, okay, fourth carbon of glucose. To obtain mannose we have to interchange the second carbon of glucose. So this is mannose. So here this glucose and mannose both are having mirror image relationship at the second carbon. Listen carefully. Here the first structure, this is glucose and this is mannose. These two have mirror image relationship at the second carbon. So if any molecules having non-superimposable mirror image relationship at least one carbon atom, then those two structures are called epimers. So here these two are called epimers. Okay, remember carefully. So these two are called epimers. And the process of conversion of these molecule glucose to mannose is called epimerization. The process of conversion is called epimerization and these two are called epimers. These two molecules glucose and mannose are called epimers. So sometimes he asked which of the following are epimers. So glucose and mannose are epimers. So which of the following conversion is called epimerization? So the conversion of glucose to mannose is called epimerization. Okay. So any optically active isomers which are having non-superimposable mirror image relationship at least one carbon atom, then those are called epimers. So here they have non-superimposable mirror image relationship at the second carbon. So these two are said to be epimers. And the process of conversion of glucose to mannose is called epimerization. Okay, clear? And next move on to different structures. So now we have to convert these Fischer structures into Haworth structures. Okay. So let us convert the structure of glucose. Glucose, here it is CHO. If you proceed through a simple step, you can easily understand the structures. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons are there. So now this is aldehyde group. So this group can be written like this: C double bond O H, OH, H, H and OH. If you understand one structure, you can usually write all these structures. So listen carefully the first structure. So here it is CHO. So here this is called Fischer structure. So in order to get the Haworth structure, we have to cyclize the molecule. So the Haworth structure is a cyclized form. So that's why first we have to add water here. If you suppose to add water here, so then these two electrons are polarized to here, it becomes OH. So C, OH, H. So here this carbon possesses positive charge. So on this positive charge OH minus will attack. So here we also get another OH. So the remaining is same OH, H. The remaining part is same and CH2OH like this. So now we have to remove the added water here. So but here this carbon carries two hydroxy groups. If two hydroxy groups are present on same carbon, that molecule will be highly unstable. So immediately it loses water molecule. So we have to remove those water molecules from first and fifth carbon. So in order to get cyclization at first and fifth carbon, we have to remove water from first and fifth carbon. So here OH and here H. So one oxygen will be remained here. So here it should be like this OH and H. So from this OH and H, H and OH. So from here we have to remove hydrogen, so it will be like this, and CH2OH. Okay, so this is the 1 2 3 4 5 6 5 carbons and 1 oxygen is there. So this is the 6-membered ring. So the 6-membered ring structure arises for glucose. Okay, so this 6-membered ring structure is called Haworth structure. So this can be converted into Haworth structure. So this is open chain structure, this is cyclic structure. So both are Fischer structures. So from these Fischer structures we have to convert into Haworth structure. So how to write this into Haworth structure? So have a look on this. So here this is the 6-membered ring. So that's why it should be write like cyclohexane and one of the atom is oxygen. So that's why we have to write oxygen here. Here it consists of each carbon carries 2 groups. So like this. So here it is oxygen. So this is first carbon. So adjacent to oxygen it is first carbon, second, third, fourth and fifth carbon. So 5 carbons are there. So here this fifth carbon carries 2 groups. So now we have to write the groups. One is above the plane of the 6-membered ring, other one is below the plane of the 6-membered ring. Okay, so now here the left hand side group should be presented above the plane. So that means here H and OH are there. Adjacent to oxygen this is first carbon. So at the first carbon H and OH are there. We should write like this. The left side groups present at the plane above the 6-membered ring, whereas the right hand side groups present below the plane of the 6-membered ring. So that's why H and OH. Next H and OH. H at the left hand side, OH at the right hand side. Next OH and H. Here OH, H, H and OH. Here this is fifth carbon. So at the fifth carbon, so during cyclization the groups will be inverted. That is, here CH2OH should present at the above the plane, CH2OH, and H at the below H at the below plane. So here it is 6 carbon. So this is the 6th carbon. Okay, so this is the Haworth structure. Haworth structure for glucose. Okay, so this is glucose. So Haworth structure for glucose. So now here the OH is present at the right hand side. So if the OH is present at the right hand side, then the molecule is called alpha molecule. So this is alpha D glucose, and it exists as 6-membered ring. So it is called, if the molecule exists as 6-membered ring, that is called pyranose ring structure. So this is called pyranose ring structure. Haworth structure, pyranose ring structure. Pyranose ring structure. Okay, so this is the Haworth structure for alpha D glucose. If OH is present at the right hand side, then it is called alpha. If the OH is present at the left hand side, then it is called beta. Okay, so this is alpha D glucose. Alpha D glucose. So in order to get the beta D glucose, we have to just interchange the first carbon. Okay, so that's why OH is present here and H is present here. Okay, so for obtaining beta D glucopyranose, we have to just interchange the first carbon. So here it is the first carbon. So OH and H, remaining is same. CH2OH and H. Okay, we are just interchanging the first carbon here. So this is called beta D glucopyranose. Since it is a glucopyranose ring structure, it is also called glucopyranose. So here it is beta D glucose. It can also called as beta D glucopyranose. Okay, so this is 6-membered ring, that is Haworth structure. So in between these two, which one is more stable? Sometimes he asks like that. So which of the following is more stable? So the alpha D glucose and beta D glucose, which are more stable? So see here it exists in cis form, here it is exists in trans form. The two bulky groups are present at the opposite directions. Here the two bulky groups are present at the same direction. That means these are presented below the plane. So these are, one is above and one is above and one is below the plane. So that's why this is more stable. So the beta D glucose is more stable form than alpha D glucose. Okay, so this is about the structure of glucose. So this is monosaccharide. So from this structure you can write any structure. Okay, so here it is fructose. So here for fructose we have to add water here. So by adding water here, OH, and here also OH will be there. Okay, by adding water here we get OH, here also OH, two hydroxy groups present at the same carbon. Then we have to remove water from second carbon and fifth carbon. We have to remove water from second and fifth carbon. So then we get a 5-membered ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, and oxygen will be here like this. So then we get 5-membered ring. Okay, so I am converting the molecule. In this molecule I am converting, or we can write in the next page. So here it is a fructose, CH2OH and C double bond O, the remaining is same. So like this, H and OH, H and OH, OH, H. So just like glucose, OH and H, and CH2OH. Okay, so now we have to add water here. Simply by adding water, these two electrons are polarized, OH, it becomes OH and COH. See here this carbon carries this OH, OH, H and OH, like this. So now we have to remove the added water from second carbon to fifth carbon. From second and fifth carbon we have to remove the water. So then we get CH2OH and C. Here one OH is present at the left hand side, OH, H, H and OH. So from this we have to remove water, so it will be like this, and CH2OH, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. Okay, so here there exists a cyclic ring between second and fifth carbon. So in case of fructose, there exists a cyclic ring between second and fifth carbon. So he may ask anyway, in which of the two carbons there exists cyclic ring in case of fructose or in case of glucose. In case of fructose, there exists a cyclic ring between second and fifth carbon. So here it exists as 5-membered ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-membered ring. So this is Fischer structure. So we have to convert into Haworth structure. So this is, since it is a 5-membered ring, it should be like this. One of the element is oxygen and it exists as 5-membered ring like this. So this is 5-membered ring. So this is oxygen. So adjacent to oxygen, the carbon is second carbon. So adjacent to oxygen, it will be second carbon. So on this second carbon, there are two groups. We have to arrange the groups. So on the second carbon, OH is present at the left hand side. So it should be presented above the plane. So here OH and CH2OH. On third carbon, so this is first and this is second carbon. On third carbon, OH and H are there. So H and OH. Again, this should be interchanged. So CH2OH and H. So this is the structure of fructose. This is fructose structure. So here in this case, the OH is present at the left hand side. If the OH is present at the left hand side, then the structure is called, the form is called beta form. So here it is beta fructose. So beta D fructose, and it exists as 5-membered ring. So the 5-membered ring is called furanose ring structure, just similar to furan it is. So that's why it is called furanose ring structure. So here it is furanose ring structure. So sometimes he asks like this. So fructose exists in the form of pyranose or furanose. So fructose exists in the form of furanose ring structures, whereas glucose exists in the form of pyranose ring structure. So this is beta form. So if you consider the alpha form, the OH should be right side. So if the OH is at the right hand side, so this will be interchanged. Okay. So here CH2OH and OH here, the remaining are same, H and OH and H and CH2OH. So here it is called alpha form. This is alpha D fructose. It exists as 5-member ring, so it is also called as fructofuranose. Okay, alpha D fructofuranose. So fructose exists in the form of 5-member ring. Okay. Okay, this is about fructose. And now we move on to galactose. So galactose, how galactose is obtained? So galactose is obtained by interchanging the 4th carbon. Here it is the 4th carbon. So from glucose, if you interchange the 4th carbon, we get galactose. Okay, so here this is glucose, this is beta D glucose. So generally galactose exists in the form of beta D form. So that's why we are considering beta form. Okay, so galactose. So from this beta D glucose, if you interchange the 4th carbon, then we get galactose. So here the 4th carbon is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here this is the 4th carbon. So by interchanging this 4th carbon, we get beta D galactose. So here I am writing beta D galactose. So this is here OH and H, HOH, OH and H. Here it is interchanged. So that's why OH above the plane and H below the plane, and H and CH2OH. So this is the beta D galactose. Beta D galactose. Okay. So this is beta D glucose and this is beta D galactose. So here this is galactose. And next one, mannose. So mannose means we have to interchange at the 2nd carbon. So if we interchange at the 2nd carbon for beta compound, so beta D glucose, if you interchange 2nd carbon, we get mannose. So like this. Okay, 1, 2. This is 2nd carbon. So OH, H. Here we have to interchange at the 2nd carbon, H and OH. So it becomes OH and H. Remaining are same. OH, H. Here it is CH2OH and H. So just simply by remembering the structure of glucose, we can assign any structure. Okay. So by remembering these small tricks, we can easily remember, we can easily draw the structures of all monosaccharides. So this is beta D mannose. Okay, beta D mannose. If we interchange this one, then we get alpha D mannose. Okay, or alpha D galactose. So here we require beta D galactose. So in case of disaccharide, we have to assign this molecule. So that's why we are writing beta D galactose. So because the disaccharide, that is here lactose, this lactose consists of glucose and galactose. So that galactose exists in the form of beta D galactose. So that's why we are writing beta D galactose. Okay, so here all these are monosaccharides. So now these monosaccharides combine to form disaccharides. If there exist 2 monomer units, then it is called disaccharides. That means upon hydrolysis of these disaccharides, we get 2 monomer units. That means 2 monosaccharides. So what are the 2 monomer units present in the disaccharides? We have to check. So here in case of disaccharides, there are 3 saccharides: sucrose, maltose and lactose are there. So in case of sucrose, there exists 2 moieties. One is glucose, other one is fructose. So remember carefully. So this sucrose consists of, one is glucose, other one is fructose. So here I am writing, this is in alpha D form, alpha D glucose combines with beta D fructose. Alpha D combines with beta D fructose. So in case of maltose, the alpha D glucose combines with alpha D glucose. That means upon hydrolysis of maltose, it produces 2 similar units, same units. Okay, that is alpha D glucose units. And next, this lactose consists of, one is galactose, other one is glucose. So that is beta D galactose, other one is beta D glucose. Both are in beta form, beta D glucose. You have to remember this one. So which of the following moieties are present in maltose? He asked like that. So maltose consists of which of the following monomer units? One is alpha D glucose, other one is also alpha D glucose. So in case of lactose, there exist two monomer units. Those are beta D galactose and beta D glucose. You have to remember the form also, beta form or alpha form. If the OH is present at the right hand side, that is alpha form. If the OH is present at the left hand side, that is beta form. Okay. So how these two monomer units are linked together? So we have to discuss the structure of sucrose, how these two monomer units are linked together. So you have to remember the linkage, the point of linkage between alpha D glucose and beta D fructose. So here the C1 carbon of alpha D glucose links with C2 carbon of beta D fructose. Okay. So sometimes he asks like this. So which of the following linkage exists between alpha D glucose and beta D fructose of sucrose? So that means there exists C1-C2 linkage. Okay, this one is C1-C2 linkage. So here in case of maltose, there exists C1-C4 linkage. Here it is C4. So the first carbon of glucose and the fourth carbon of alpha D glucose combine together to form maltose. And in case of lactose, also there exists C1-C4 linkage. You have to remember the point of linkage. So in case of sucrose, C1-C2. In case of remaining two, C1-C4. Here also C1-C4. Okay. So we should learn the structure. So how these point of linkages arises. So we will discuss about the point of linkages of this disaccharides and polysaccharides in the next video. Okay, thank you. Like the session, share the session and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.